everybody. Figured I'd show you where the concept behind the spool rack is. I'll be winding silk thread on these. And let's see if I can, oops, don't want to catch that there. See if I can show you the rest of the rack. It's going to be a little awkward here, so I apologize. Okay, so this is the rack. These are the binder clips. The thread will feed up through these. I figure I can do one thread through the lower one thread through the upper one, and then feed them up to the ones up here. And with two of them there, I can kind of like tie it off as need be in between spooling it up there. And now the only problem is figuring out how much to wind. Sorry. It would help if I actually faced the microphone. But the main thing is to figure out how to wind up even amounts on the spools so I don't get mismatched spools and waste a lot of thread. All right. Anyway, that's it for the odd stuff at the moment. So let's get this show on the road. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Chair's a little far forward. I'm not careful. I whack the sword into that and it causes problems. And a half over 4 under 3. So I'm having fun trying to find a balance with my stay awake medicine. If I don't get enough sleep, I'm tired and I need the medicine more, but then I don't go to sleep as well at night. Even though I feel tired when I'm ready to go to bed, I don't sleep all that well. And then when I wake up, I'm still tired. So, but if I don't take enough, I'm sleepy throughout the day, and I still don't get a great night's sleep. So just trying to figure out a best way to get all this balanced out. So I'm still trying to get more and more sleep so I can at least knock that variable out of the running. Hey, Gwen. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a picture when I'm a little closer to being ready to go. Trying to figure the best place to post those where everybody can see it. I'm guessing probably the community tab on my YouTube channel. So, and for those that might be watching this who didn't catch it live on Ian's stream, he got his braid. He seems to be very happy with it, which makes me happy. He also liked the dice tower too, which is a bonus. And that's what I'm going to say. When he said that he tends to put on my stream when he's working in the shop doing leather working or doing writing, that made me very, very happy because being able to provide that service / entertainment to people I like and respect just makes me feel like a decent person. And that I'm actually might be, doing pretty good at this thing called life. So let's see. Is that catching or yeah, that's a catch. All right. So let's go ahead and pop that loop so that it doesn't catch again. Though this will be a self-solving problem once I get far enough. Okay. And I did post the updated braid design on Rob's Discord. See if he's happy with the design I've got for his braid. Haven't gotten a reply back yet, but I know he's busy. So
but I'm hoping to get started on it fairly soon. Plus, I also need to know about how long he wants his braid, so I know how much thread to spool up and how long to run them. Okay, that's also catching somewhere. Yeah. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. I did get the all thread and nuts so that I can get that odometer 3D print assembled where it doesn't fall apart and is usable. So I'm hoping to, I don't know if I'll have enough energy at the end of the stream tonight, but tomorrow I should be able to get those tapped and threaded up so at least it doesn't fall. I don't have to worry about falling apart when I'm moving it around. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to get it painted and whatnot, how to mount it on a sign so it's viewable by people. And then that project will be done. And it's just getting ready for my vacation. Yeah, alrighty. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Oh, an old boss called me today. Not the main employer I had, but I was in quality control department at a machine shop for about probably 5 or 6 years straight before I changed departments. And the guy who was in charge of that department, who did most of the gauge calibrations there, went and got another job. And anyway, he gave me a call and was looking to see if I was looking for another job because he was looking for a quality control person, which admittedly before switching employers to my current job would have definitely been something I was looking for. So it's nice that somebody was thinking about me like that. And while admittedly I'm not able to take up on that at the moment, if I can think of anybody who would, I will definitely send them his way. So, and oops, forgot to do the take-up rail. There we go. We're seem to be making pretty good progress. I don't think I've made an obvious mistake yet. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And Legal Vices finally was able to see the pictures I sent him over Twitter of the braids I've done. And he hinted very strongly that he'd like one too. So he was one of the people I was thinking in the future of doing it. I just don't want to commit too far out so that if I run into problems or whatever, that I don't have a bunch of people that are expecting something I wouldn't be able to deliver. But I figure 1 or 2 out is probably reasonable given how long they take to finish up. But I'm really hoping that the warping stand, once I get it running, is a significant time saver. Plus, I figure as I get more and more experience with pickup braids, I should be able to do those faster as well. Over 4 under 3. Oh, and I noticed that as of today, I'm only 3 subscriptions away from 700 on YouTube, which means I'm actually only about 200 subscriptions behind Steve Gosney, which shocks the heck out of me. Though I know he's been focusing more on Rumble. But I also like Steve Gosney. Not sure I always agree with his sense of humor, but he seems to be a very decent person. And it's kind of amusing all the, well, I wrote an article or I wrote a book about this. So, though we also both happen to have a first edition copy of the AD&D book Deities and Demigods that has the Cthulhu and Melnibonéan mythos in it. So we are part of that elite crowd. Of course, I haven't played D&D in like 30 plus years. Thank you, Gwendolyn. All right. Let's see if I can't get a significant push on here tonight. Like I said in the description, I'm probably not going to get it finished, but I think I can get it pretty darn close. So that would mean I will be finishing this up on Thursday evening. And I'll go ahead and tie it off. And then I have to figure out what Emily DeBaker's shipping address is, but I can probably find that on Rob or Ian's Discord, because I didn't see it on her YouTube page when I went looking for it. So once tracking says it's close, I should probably pop onto one of her streams and send her a DM. I'm not sure if she's on this round of Lawyers and Dragons, because unfortunately I haven't watched that, mainly because some of the D&D streams I've watched haven't been all that interesting to me, and I'm always trying to catch up on other streams I'm listening to, so I should catch it. I did enjoy D&D when I played it. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Of course, shortly after I started playing D&D, my local area started having people talking out against it in the church I was going to, so that kind of put a damper on playing it. My folks never stopped me from playing it, but it was something they didn't really think was all that useful of a thing to do. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. Oh, and I don't have a 3D print running, which is why I have the wider screen now. Hey, welcome on, Filthy Casual Gamer. Nice to see you. Yep, I've just about got this one done. I'm hoping to have it done by Thursday night at the latest, which means I need to be ready to start the next braid, which is going to be a custom design braid for Rob from Lawn Lumber. It's going to be a dark red and a gray pattern of robots. I did an initial design which he liked, but then I figured it would look better if the robots switched like 90-degree positions as you went down the belt, so it would look like it was somersaulting or cartwheeling. So I got to get an approval on that to make sure he's happy with that before I start the braid. I also need to know how long he wants it and whether he wants me to do 2 D-rings so it would work better as a belt. It's kind of cute after Ian picked up the box from his post office. He DM'd me saying, he hopes it's not a bomb because it's in the trunk of his car. And my response back was, pretty much everything in it is inert, though you could toss it in a fire and you get some stinky smoke out of it. And he said, I don't think I'll be doing that. But yeah, it was plastic and silk. It would burn, but it wouldn't smell good. Did some constabling, which was only semi-productive.
nobody was home that I needed to find, but one of the people who was home let me know that the person I was looking for wasn't there, so that's some paperwork I can send back. And I tentatively have an eviction scheduled this Friday. With any luck, they will get caught up and I won't have to do that, because that is my favorite end for scheduled evictions, is that they are able to pay enough to stay, and they're able to stay, and the landlord's able to have the money that they're due, and hopefully everybody goes away happy, or at least, not overly unhappy. There we go. The second best outcome for me is if they've already moved out when I show up, hopefully onto a better position. But that is one of the kind of depressing things about doing evictions, even when they're gone, is state of some of the houses I do evictions on are just sad. Even when nobody's there. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Sorry, I didn't mean to get depressing. I apologize. But I am a bit on the tired side today, so I'm probably going to be a little more stream of consciousness than usual, just so I can stay awake. It looks like we're about past the point where the knots are going to interfere. Still a little bit possibly on the bottom, but not much more. And 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, thought I was going to get a migraine today, but I did not, which was also another high point for today. I am still sitting at only 4 migraines since the start of February. And we're getting close to about a quarter of the way into June. Yep. Sorry, just making sure I'm not getting lost. Thank you, Gwen. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and under 3. Oops. Yeah, under 3 over 4. It is starting to warm up a little bit here, even though it was relatively cool today. So I might head over and turn on the fan real quick if it still stays warm. 2, 3.5 over 4 under 3. Somebody on Ian's stream asked me if I could make a Mario-themed cup for diabetic needles and insulin pens. So I'm going to have to go through and see if I can find that. I don't think I saved the name, but I can probably ask on the Discord who that is. We'll see how that goes. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Also, when I get the time, I'm a member of a 3D printing model Patreon, where you have to be a member for 3 months before you get access to the whole historical archive. And I think somewhere along the way, it got turned on for me. I know they don't do it like every 3 months for everybody. They do it in batches. And I think I got lucky and got just over the line for the latest one rather than having to wait longer. So I'm going to have to see if there's anything fun I want to print now that I'm essentially done with the other print job I was working on. See, that job, let's see. There we go.
2 and 3 under 3 over 4. I also need to figure out where I put my tap wrench. So I think I mentioned that earlier tonight. 1 and, oops, snagged on there. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Actually, if I keep going at this rate, I might actually be done tonight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. These are moving up a bit faster than I was expecting. Unless I've lost some time. In which case, I probably need to watch this video and see where I lost it. But so I didn't get the planer used last weekend, the rotary one, but I hope to get it done this weekend. I got the final wording I need for the engraving on the signs, so I'm going to get started on those, and to do that, I need to plane wood. So one and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And then thanks to the lack of cell phone chips that they've had the last couple of years, I need to run to my sleep apnea service provider's equipment service provider's location in the next couple of days, take the micro SD card from my machine so they can upload the stats to my insurance company so they know I'm in compliance, and they'll keep paying for it. I got to do that about once a month. Used to be it would upload automatically over the cell phone network, but apparently that's been screwed up. It'd be nice if they had some sort of like log into a portal, put in your the drive letter that you've got the micro SD plugged into, and there was some way they could authenticate it so that they could check it and you don't have to drive down. But at least it's not too far off my way home from work, so I can do that without losing a lot of gas. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Anything interesting going on in your folks' world lately that is worth chatting about? And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. The most frustrating thing about the crypto markets for me, given that people have been talking about them lately, is that back when Bitcoin started, a computer forum I was on had a Bitcoin instructional thread, and I could have theoretically mined Bitcoins and got them back when it was like, it was before the, oops, that needs a reroll. This is back when I remember a tech show on cable talking about how in San Francisco you could actually pay for some stuff with Bitcoin, and they ordered a pizza for like 5 Bitcoin. It's like, that time I could have bought 500 or so or 1,000 Bitcoins, and how different my life would be today if I got that. But unfortunately, you just don't know what you just don't know, and predicting the future is hard, especially the parts that haven't happened yet. Okay, there we go. Let's get this thing. There we go. Untangled properly so that it will work. Okay, now it should unroll properly if I can get that. Even worse, after its initial run up to like about $1,000 or just under $1,000 a Bitcoin, I remember it went back down to about 100. Getting a couple then would have been a good idea too. 1, 2, 3.5 over 4 under 3. But hindsight is always 20/20. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Now, I'm not really set up to tie this off tonight, but if I do get to where I want to hit a stopping point and finish it, I'll get it all ready to go. And then the start of Thursday's stream, I will go ahead and do the tie off then. But yeah, I'm probably in the stream in half an hour at 8:30 Eastern time, and check a couple things in the garage, maybe start up another print, and then try and get into bed roughly around 9 o'clock, given that I have to wake up around 4 a.m. my time. Sorry if I'm talking too much about sleep. Well, it looks like we got people hopping in and out. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. I will be extending a streaming invites to Rob if he wants to come on while I'm braiding his braid. And I'm hoping we get a chance to talk about woodworking and CNC machines, because I think I have information that I can help with him getting the types of stuff out of his CNC work that he would like, and or 3D printers and whatnot. But I know he's busy, so if he can't make it, I'm not worried at all. 1/2 over 4 under 3. Let me just make sure. Yep, I have not lost my place yet. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And I keep checking Nick Ricada's court case, and there's still no movement on it. I'm hoping he gets a resolution soon. I'd really like him to see him win his case at the anti-slap phase, because on the face of it, his case is a dead bang winner for him, and the other side keeping it alive is just simply an attempt to make him spend money on it. Yep, I'm doing my best to not lose my place, though these knots are kind of getting them to stick top and bottom, which is a little disconcerting at times. 3.5 over 4 under 3. One more and I'll be ready for another coma slide. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Starting to get to the point where I'm having to move my hands over the leader nuts, and then it gets to the kite string, which is admittedly less than pleasant to have on the hands, just because it's a thin string, and kind of has kind of a cutting action on the skin. I mean, not horrible, it's just really thin and strong, so. And not that smooth. So
Not quite a garrote. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. All right, time for coma slide. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I figured out, I think, how I'm going to do automatic winding on the spools. I've got apparently what I have is fumble fingers, but I've got these that I made. Not sure what kind of plastic it is. It might be Delrin. It was in the garbage can at work for scrap plastic that doesn't get recycled because nobody wants to take it for recycling in my area. But yeah, I'm going to take the spool, take like a 1/4 inch bolt, put it on either side of the spool, run the bolt through it, tighten up a nut, and then I can take an electric drill that I can like, there's a little set screw on the trigger so you can get a specific rate of, or specific RPMs out of it. I don't know if you can't really count it, but you can like lock it in so it's the same amount. And then I'll tie one end off, unroll the spool out far enough for what I need for warping up like a single tama or whatever, and then figure out how long it takes to wind that up using the set speed, and then multiply that times however many tama I need of that color, and then I can just do that for all 12 of the spools for each color. So I'm getting there. So, and 1 and 2 and 3. Just want the 1, not 2 of them together. Well, I can make nice and pretty things, as evidenced by the finished braids. For some of the stuff, especially when I'm on a budget, if I can get a functional, useful tool that does what I want it to do, I tend not to worry overly much about how fancy or nice it looks. 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. So, oh, that reminds me. Somebody came up with a 3D model for printing these. Excuse me. I've been meaning to give it a try, but haven't. Excuse me. Haven't had a chance to try it yet. Okay. 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. So since I probably will not be working at my day job on Friday, I might have a longer stream on Thursday. It depends on if I'm doing the marudai, if I'm doing other stuff. Oh, one thing I did want to mention is it looked like my programming stream actually did fairly well. So I might try and do more things like that. Maybe do some of the design work for the CNC router as a stream, see if people appreciate that or not. I'm not the most organized with that particular software package, but hopefully it will make sense or give people an experience on how to do that when you don't know exactly what you're planning on doing. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. And okay.
1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Come on, there we go, over 4. When I move my hand, come on, you can separate top and bottom. There we go. When I move my hands through the knotted section, it kind of feels like I'm running my hand over a badly done latch hook rug. Fortunately, all the knots will be cut off before they go to Emily, so she won't have to deal with any of that. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Oops, there we go. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And I don't know what that honking and yelling is. I can't make out what they're saying from outside. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half over 4 under 3. And this right here is my shortest one. So got about maybe 10 to 12 inches left before I completely run out of fiber to work with. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and a half. Nope, I need 4. Under 3 over 4. So while I'm tired, I apparently am not getting too distracted. Nope, that was my neighbor, Gwen. Our neighborhood is a relatively decent one, but it does get a bit noisy at times. I don't know if people are aware that I'm a constable or not, but fortunately we haven't had to deal with directly with rowdy neighbors. All right. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. Having to keep like reaching between the top and bottom layers of fiber because their knots keep trying to stick together. And 1 and 2 and come on 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I want over 4, not over 5. Yeah, I've been listening to streams or music or books or YouTube or stuff like that and went like, wait a minute, is that outside or am I hearing it over my headphones?
And it's kind of disconcerting until you can tell one way or the other, because is this something I need to act on immediately? You know, is there a fight outside? Nope, nope. There's just something on the TV on the background of the stream I'm listening to. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Now it's getting a little easier to see which ones I need to go over and under on, mainly because I got the thinner ones here. It's not so confusing, though the lack of color coding makes it a little worse, but not enough to cause a major problem. And 4 under 3 over 4. The main issue I'm seeming to deal with right now is the fact that the leader knots want to stick from top to bottom. And 1 and 2, 3.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Just about ready for another coma slide. Let's make sure those are separated. 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. Come on, there we go. So, even though I'm more tired than usual, apparently I'm a little more alert than I have been lately, so I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. 3.5 over 4 under 3. Got about 15 minutes. 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. Yeah, I'm thinking I won't exactly get it finished, but I probably only have about maybe a half an hour before it is when I'm done. So that'll be enough for a decent stream. And I can always switch over to the marudai. I'm apparently reached the stage of sleepiness where nouns are hard to grab verbally. It's interesting the fact that the brain will occasionally have trouble grabbing words, but it tends to be a certain category mentally of words, like nouns are usually the only words I have problems coming up with when I need a word and it's not there. All right, time for a coma slide. Well, the continuous watcher count has been hovering between 2 and 4, but according to YouTube's tracker, we've had about 13 people visit the stream, so it's not too bad for a Tuesday night. That's a bit early. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4
I know part of the reason why the live attendance for streaming has dropped a bit. It's because it's getting into summer. People have projects. They're staying out later and stuff like that. So it's not stressing me too much. So I do appreciate the folks that are able to come on here live. I figure once fall rolls around, I should the live on time or live at the time audience should pick up. And this one appears to have the same thing one previously did, where it does not want to unroll. And let's see if I can't get it fixed. Looks like somewhere it crossed over where it shouldn't have. Let's see. I wonder how that could have happened. I mean, I can see rolling it up that way on purpose, but I'm not sure how it did it accidentally, because I think it would have to go in a way that wouldn't be a normal method for me to wind it up. Okay. All right. So that is a knot that is trying to form. So we will open it up and there we go. That is untangled. Let's roll this one up real quick. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. And 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. I got a nail that keeps catching along one edge on the string, which I'm going to have to, before the next silk braid, I'm going to have to make sure to keep that nail filed down so it doesn't cause problems by snagging the silk. 2, 3 and a half over 4 under 3. I remember back when I was in my mid-20s, when I was learning to play harp, had a wire strung, wire meaning like copper wire as opposed to like nylon strings, harp that I had to try and grow my nails out so I can play, because it's hard to get a nice crisp sound on fairly high tension, non-wound, just straight wire, phosphor bronze. I think it was phosphor bronze or whatever copper-based alloy they use for the strings. It would be really muted if you just use the pads of your fingers. All right. Those are wanting to stick together. And did I have one jump? Yes, I did. There we go. Let's try that again. Okay. So 1 and 2 and a half over 4 under 3. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. Some of these are definitely trying to stick together. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. Try cutting some of the excess off, but I'm afraid if I did that, they'd start coming untied and falling on the floor, which I'd really rather avoid because it's really annoying, especially if somebody's sleeping downstairs. There we go. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. We're back up to 3 again. Hey, Equality, nice to see you on. Thank you for coming by the chat. I don't remember if I've seen you in my chat, but I've definitely seen you in, I believe, Ian and Rob's chat before. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 under 3 over 4. This braid will, I'd say, 95% chance be done on the Thursday night stream if you want to catch the end of it. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. There we go. Okay, so it is the first time you've been on the stream. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. And yeah, the knots I've got on the end here that are tied to the leader threads keep catching top to bottom, so I'm having to be careful I don't knock stuff out of place and they don't get stuck together, giving me bad braiding. And if there's any questions or anything you have in regards to braiding, my stream, life, the universe, and everything, feel free to ask. I'm happy to chat. 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Back about 24, 25 years ago now, I was at a medieval event in Western Pennsylvania, and a friend of mine that I was camping with said that, hey, I think you'd like this. Handed me a round disc cut from the side, a 12-pack of Coca-Cola that had notches cut along the edge, and about like 8 skeins of DMC floss, and I forget what she used for the weights for it, and said, I think you'd like to learn this. And so she taught me how to do braiding on the disc. Shortly thereafter, I was able to pick up a marudai, which is the round disc, which if you look through my playlist, there's some that say they're for their marudai braiding streams, to see what those look like. And then I learned that this particular frame is also part of Kumihimo, and I thought I'd really like to do that too. So I made one of my own, found out that the plans I got were made for a very slender woman, and I am not that. So I had to make a one that was about 6 inches wider that worked pretty well for me. And this is actually that one. I had it made, or I made it out of bloodwood, yellow heart, ebony, and a little bit of walnut. I didn't make these pin blocks for, but I do now, but I didn't at the time. So those were bought, and they were made out of maple. 1, 2.5 over 4 under 3. But I've been doing this for a lot of that time, not continuously, but I'd say that I probably didn't go more than like maybe 6-8 months without doing a braid. I met my wife kind of doing this. We were at another event together, and she was interested in learning, but we got to know each other and got married a few years later. And anyway, a few years ago, I found out that the main U.S. manufacturer for this style of braiding frames has like a 2-year backlog. So I wanted to start making them so people wouldn't have to wait so long to get them. And as I understand, it's one person, and they are getting up in age. So I also realized at the time that might be a good idea to have YouTube videos so people could learn how to do it. So with a bunch of all that together, this kind of came together about a year ago, and I've been doing it since then. Doing it meaning the streaming and braiding together. I also, from about 2005 to 2013 or so, ran a Yahoo group or a Yahoo email list on Kumihimo. Got to talk with and get to know some of the movers and shakers of this art form. But then again, the Yahoo email list kind of went the way of the dodo bird. Somewhere around there, more people would go to Facebook. I eventually got onto the Facebook Kumihimo groups then. Sorry if I went too rambly on that. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I apologize for any mangling I've been doing of the pronunciation. But what I've been told is that Kumihimo roughly translate to a gathering of the threads, or joining or conjunction of the threads. And that marudai is round stand, Takadai is high stand. Okay, just making sure I haven't lost my place. And those are, there we go, 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. Have a chance to meet Mikiko Tada in person, who is the lady who kind of got most of this stuff out into the English language world back in the late 80s, early 90s. And she was doing a talk on a mechanical braiding machine that she came up with for using it to braid structural shapes in carbon fiber for golf clubs, H-beam, I-beam type construction for other stuff. And it could be configurable for different shapes. You just had to kind of assemble the grid together in the shape you wanted, and get a kind of like a consolidation die that would be pulled through and kind of keep it rigid until it got the resin or whatever it is that holds it all together applied to it. So, and 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. So since I've got 2 rails running here, this is actually 2 separate braids that are kind of connected on the edge. And because the color layout was different, the pattern is different. So let's see if you can see the underside here is kind of an arrow thing, and the top here is kind of more of a tortoiseshell pattern. Don't want to pull that too far back. And 1 and 2 and 3 under 3 over 4. I'm doing the mnemonic, which if I wasn't streaming, I'd probably have in my head just so I don't lose my place. It's not really an exact description of what I'm doing, but it's enough that I know where I am in the process and keeps me from getting too far off where I'm supposed to be. All right. Going to do 1.5 more moves, then I'll go ahead and do a coma slide. And then I will probably end the stream because I am very, very sleepy. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what time and how much of this stay awake medicine called Provigil or modafinil, so I can be awake when I need to be awake and be asleep when I need to be asleep. 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 under 3. But today is I didn't have enough at the right time, and I also want to get a very good night's sleep, so I didn't
harm, no foul. Okay, so one more set through. And 2, 3, under 3, over 4. And 1 and 2.5 over 4 under 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4 under 3 over 4. There we go. And 1 and 2 and 3.5 over 4 and under 3. And now it's time for a coma slide. Oops, sorry. Let me catch up real quick here. Have a good one, quality. You have a nice night. We'll hopefully see you back on again. I'm glad to hear that my streams are relaxing and enjoyable. Okay, top right of the screen. Okay, that is a marudai. That is one of the round braiding discs. It actually, yeah, I can grab it real quick before I leave and show you exactly what it looks like. Let me do the coma slide real quick before I forget. And then I will grab the other marudai. And basically that's my watermark on the video at this point. But and of course, it would try and fall apart as I am reaching for it. Give me a second here. Okay. This is a marudai. Base doesn't have to be square, but you want the top to be round, have a hole in the center. This doesn't have much of one, but sorry, like I said, it kind of fell apart. You want it to have a cone going into the center so that your strings kind of float at the point where they intersect. Makes them braid together much better. All right, sorry about that. And I've been doing it for about an hour, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Does anybody have any more quick questions before I head out? If not, I'm going to start shutting down the stream real quick. Let's see. Did anybody watch on Rumble? I forgot to head over there. It says one person's watching, but I'm always afraid that that might actually just be me. Nobody left a comment there. Okay. All right. You have a good evening, Dawn. Nice to see you on. You have we'll see you hopefully again soon. Everybody have a good evening. Stay safe and happy braiding.